Hello. So I just wanted to talk about something that's, in my opinion, pretty fundamental to understanding or better understanding the psychological creative process, in my opinion. And this directly ties into the law of attraction, and I think actually explains for me why I'm interested in it in the way I am. Because I guess you could say my first professional love is really like alternative means of relieving stress, ways to just feel more at ease by doing different things with our body and mind behaviorally to feel better. For instance, jumping up and down, or singing a song in a high voice, or clapping your hands and, talking like the way you would imagine a moose talks, stuff like that. Really wacky stuff. If you do stuff like that, you realize that your thinking changes really quickly. And when it comes to like the, idea of manifesting certain things, the idea that is generally expressed is that we're trying to manifest something out there externally. It's like, to give the cliche example I love to give, it's like I'm going to manifest a new car, right? And so you're thinking about the car. But the real creative process, in my opinion, what directly ties this stuff in with the wacky stuff that I love talking about in terms of movement and funny voices and stuff like that, is that your thinking is truly the like creative mechanism of external manifestations. You're thinking what you are thinking. And generally speaking, we're not very aware of most of the things that we're thinking and giving credence to. We have thousands and thousands and thousands of thoughts a day, right? And those thoughts, if we buy into them, if we believe them, they kind of shape the direction of our life. This is a fundamental part of the law of attraction. This is really what it's all about. This is what I talk to people about. I'm not talking to you about how to manifest a car. I'm talking to you about how what you're thinking is shaping the direction your life is going. In my opinion, that's the law of attraction on a practical level. Much more than trying to, do a effing vision board or certain visualizations every night to, get that car or whatever. What are you thinking? If you want a car, what are you actually thinking about that car? First of all, what are you thinking about that car that makes you want that car? Like, why do you want that car? But also, just what are your thoughts about it? Are your thoughts about it, I really want this car. It's a beautiful car. I'd love to have that car. But you're thinking about it like you don't actually have it and you're never going to have it. Are you thinking about it like that? Are you thinking about it like, oh, I'm going to get that car. I can definitely get that car. I don't know exactly how I'm going to get that car, but I can imagine myself in that car. I would love to have that car. That latter way of looking at it is much more effective. That way you're probably going to get that car if you keep on having thoughts like that and buying into them. What you buy into, what you believe, what suggestions are implanted that you self-suggest to yourself is what is going to shape the direction of your life. And so to change your life, you have to change what you are suggesting to yourself, what you are thinking to yourself that you buy into. And the more you get into this, the more you're going to realize that we have thousands and thousands and thousands of thoughts each day, and we are thinking the majority of the time a bunch of crap, a bunch of unproductive thoughts, a bunch of thoughts that are not conducive to going the direction we want to go. And, tying it back again to like the playful, funny voices stuff, in The Joy of Not Thinking, and my whole idea behind, the ideas I expressed in that book, the playfulness, the funny voices, is that you basically clear the slate when you do stuff like that. When you go, if you do stuff like that for a couple minutes, you're basically clearing the slate and you're realizing, wow, I'm like basically back down to zero. And then you start thinking again and you realize it's those thoughts that are shaping your day, that are shaping what you decide to do. It's the thinking. It's the thinking. That's what you're building from, is the actual thinking. And so gradually we learn and get better at shifting our thinking and buying into more and more positive thinking, positive suggestions, and our life improves. And you can always just clean the slate. Do something funny, playful, wacky. Do that for a couple minutes, and your thinking will chill out, neutralize. And first of all, you'll feel okay. You might feel better than okay. You might feel great. And you'll also realize once you've done that, okay, now I can just start thinking more clearly and positively again instead of thinking all this shit that I was previously thinking. And in my opinion, we're all thinking shit a lot of the time. I've met very few people who I'm like, man, they are not thinking a lot of negative thoughts. Negative thoughts come and they go, but how much time and effort are we spending buying into them? Because most of us inadvertently, or if you want to use the term unconsciously, are buying into negativity all the time. Buy into it less and less. Clean the slate more and more often. Just do it because this works. Clean the slate. Suggest more positive stuff to yourself. Think more positively. Realize that your thinking is creating what's happening in your outer world, is creating your reality, as people like to say. And just work with it from that pragmatic standpoint. And, you'll like what starts to happen by doing that. This is common sense. And it's common sense we just have to utilize. So let's utilize it.